In Australia, once you finish uni, you apply for a job, you do your interview, and then you get a 1-year contract with a specific hospital of your choice. Ward nursing, where you have another nurse working with you for 8 patients, and sometimes you are short staffed, so you have to take care of like 10 patients. Being short staffed with the amount of workload that you need to do, you cannot look after your patients quite well. If you were in their position, you wouldn't want to be lying down in bed, just soaked, like your nappy soaked in poo or pee, you know?
During the past year, um, I have to say, like, work is also another experience that I would like to discuss with the other people who are planning to move out. Like, for example, like 20 years olds who plan to move out outside of their comfort zone, outside of their family. I would say, work for Victoria has been extremely difficult. Um, and do you have any experience that you want to tell the internet about your work that makes you reconsider a lot of things?
So I am currently working. So in Australia, I know that we don't like not all of the audience would be from here, you know. In Australia, once you finish uni, you apply for a job, you do your interview, and then you get a 1-year contract with a specific hospital of your choice. Um, and then you will have 2 rotations. So 6 months in one place, 6 months in another place. Since I was studying nursing, I've always wanted to be an ICU nurse. I've seen a lot of videos about it. I've watched a lot of documentaries. I've had my placement, as a student nurse, and I could see that I could see myself working there. So I was working towards that goal of being an ICU nurse. So for my first rotation, I was in a stroke ward, and it was very heavy, but I did learn a lot of things in terms of teamwork, in terms of fast-paced environment, that you have to be quick in identifying stroke-related symptoms, and then what to do with that. But that was already quite heavy for me. And then I realized that ward nursing, where you have another nurse working with you for 8 patients, and sometimes you are short staffed, so you have to take care of like 10 patients, and there's only 2 of you. You can only do so much for the patients. And then I went into this degree because I love looking after people, not only my family, but also, other people. That's why I went
Yeah,
into
fair.
nursing. But then I realized being short staffed with the amount of workload that you need to do, you cannot look after your patients quite well. Sometimes you end up telling them, hold on, I can't go to you yet, even if, your patient is already surrounded by poo, or his what is it? His nappy is already filled with pee. Like, you need to change it, because if you were in their position, you wouldn't want to be lying down in bed, just soaked, like your nappy soaked in poo or pee. If they were able to do it by themselves, they would, but they need my help, or they need the nurse's help to do it. But we just don't have the capacity to do it as soon as we could, because we have other patients that are in much need. And then that's when I realized, oh, hold on, ward nursing isn't for me. And then for my next rotation, I got into ICU, which I really loved. And it was good. It was really, really good at the start.
Until
I mean, the thing with ICU is you look after different kinds of patients. Unlike in the stroke ward, I know what I'm going to look after. Every single day, I know that, oh, I'm just going to look after patients who had a stroke, who had neurological problems. But with ICU, every single day is different. So with ICU, you never get the same patients twice. That's what I said. So Monday, you could be taking care of a traumatic brain injury because they fell off the ladder or they fell off the stairs while they were working, and then Tuesday you're taking care of someone who is drug intoxicated or who needs an airway, an artificial airway. That's why you've got a breathing tube inside. So for me, with ICU nursing, you learn a lot because you're not allowed to take care of hard patients to look after until you've got enough knowledge. And that's why I wanted to be a nurse. I want to challenge myself mentally. But the physical side of it was the one that was taking a toll. Like,
Yeah. And because of all the stories that you told me, it makes me really feel bad and more respect for nurses as well because of how many things they have to go through on a daily basis. Which also goes to the point of valuing money that we make.
yeah,
So when we first moved out, we didn't think too much about money because it's our first time moving out together. And we were like, oh, let's enjoy life.
not
We're
enjoy life in a way where, oh, we're always spending money.
yeah,
We're just like a couch, You don't want to buy like a
like
secondhand couch
we
that
like which sounds fair. Like we don't want to cheap out on things. Um,
things
and
that are useful.
everything that we buy are new. And there are some things that we don't even want to cheap out on. Like for example, our TV unit. Um, you know, but because of the work that she does and that we do in particular, it makes us respect money a lot more. Um, Now we always think about how much we have to spend, and is it actually worth spending on those kind of things? Like for
Yeah.
example, the TV unit that we have currently is about I think about $100 on
Mm,
because we bought it at Kmart. But if you go to IKEA,
like 600.
that TV unit can go up to $300 $400. Um, and even the wardrobe that we have, we got like a portable one.
Yeah.
How much you bought it for?
I got that for 35.
Yeah, exactly, like $35.
And if you buy it from Kmart, it probably will be like 200, 150 or 200.
Something like that, yeah. Like there are things on Kmart that we can consider, but there are also things on the internet, like for example, in other websites that are considerably cheaper.
eBay, Amazon.
eBay, Amazon, those kind of websites are probably the go-to ones if it's something for consumption. Like if it's for food or skincare, I wouldn't recommend anyone to go to eBay or Amazon just because we don't know where it comes from. But if it's stuff around the house, stuff that we don't consume or put on our skin, definitely try to cheap out a bit on those.
Yeah.
Because every dollar counts.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially now that we're planning to do a lot of things next year, money has never been more important than ever. And I just think that if we can save up as much as we can, even just on a little stuff, then it goes a lot in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another learning lesson that we have learned in the past year is if there are things that you can cheap out on, definitely should cheap out on those.
Yeah, and like even for food, what we do is we do, I think, fortnightly grocery. Is it weekly to fortnightly grocery?
Weekly to fortnightly groceries.
It depends, and then I cook like
a
lot, a week
worth.
a week worth of food where we can just keep reheating,
Instead of eating out more,
like all the time, because
even though we do eat out occasionally,
it doesn't cost as much.
It doesn't cost as much as before. Like before, we used to eat out a lot. I remember when we still haven't moved out, we would have eaten out like
every single meal
or something like that, just because we're not bothered cooking.
We're not. Yeah, I mean, the reason why I was doing that was because I want my own space for cooking. I like cooking. I love cooking, but I feel like I need.
There are a lot of restrictions.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, we should at least try to get some microwavable food or like make something that we can microwave.
But we didn't.
We didn't. We ended up just going out every single day.
It was good. It was good though.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. But things like that you can save money on, definitely should. Because for example, if you can buy $50 worth of groceries in a week, you can make 5 different meals with that grocery. Um, Instead of spending $15-20 for one meal by eating out, you would save a lot of money by then.
It's not only about eating out too. Like for example, if we do like a major grocery from Costco and Aldi combined, it would be 300
Yeah,
or
but
400.
that will only be
But
like 300 every fortnight.
it's not even every fortnight. So for example,
Yeah, we still got food from Aldi that we bought like a month ago that
part
we left in the fridge.
like part of what we buy is, for example, laundry detergent or air freshener or like extra plastic bags for the bins, um kilos of meat, like we buy salmon, we buy pork, we buy beef,
Yeah,
and I think that's why it's a little bit expensive, but
because we do have to buy protein. We have to
yeah,
have like a balanced diet.
but it lasts for a long time. It's not only for just a few days.
Yep, it lasts for the entire 2 weeks or even more.
Mm,
Like I swear, there are things that are in a freezer that I think we have bought like over a month ago
yeah,
that we
and
haven't
it's still
started
there.
cooking yet. Yeah,
But which is fine because our freezer at the moment is
it's good. Like it's freezing up everything, so it's
yeah,
not like a meat gonna spoil there.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, but after the family struggles, we have learned a lot about not rushing things.
Mm,
Before you rush things, just take a seat, take a deep breath, think about it through,
yeah.
um, and then plan out things before you make a decision for it. And to also not to overspend on things because at the age of 22, when you first start out working, money is a very important saver. Um, Not just because money will help you a lot in the long term run. Like people say, you cannot buy happiness with money, but I don't agree with that. I feel like money can buy anything as long as um makes you happy.
They say that money can't buy happiness. It's because of the bond or relationship you've got with other people.
Yeah, I guess it's fair.
But if you don't think about the relationship or your bond with, for example, your family, your wife, your girlfriend, your friends, if you don't think about that, then yes, money can buy happiness. Like your happiness is having a nice skin, then you can buy like, your skincare products. If you've got enough money, then you will have, nice glowy skin.
Yeah, yeah.
It depends on how you look at it. Because I remember having this conversation with my dad before, and we both did agree that money cannot buy happiness. But now that I've got a different perspective on things, I do realize that in the way that I think or in the way that I see it, money can buy happiness. It just depends on how you
Use it.
interpret. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not rushing on things, spending money wisely. I mean, some people, because they're 22, they're young, they want to explore, they want to travel, they want to eat different foods. I mean, who doesn't go through that stage, right?
Everyone does.
You just have
Yeah.
to have your priorities, right? As long as you can balance out things. Like, for example, you and I, we work, but then if we've got a day off, we try
hang
and
out.
eat, we hang out, we go out. Like,
And it doesn't even have to be something expensive that you have to go out to. Like you don't even have to go to SeaWorld or, Luna Park,
yeah.
spending a lot of money on those tickets. You can just go for a simple picnic, a simple walk in the park. And yeah, since we're living in Australia, going to the beach, swim at the beach is definitely a must.
Yeah, that's another thing to consider. Doesn't have to be expensive. It really depends on what you want for your life. If you're looking for, having a goal of buying a house, buying an investment property, making sure that you're not working your whole life, because I think we plan to retire when we're
We plan to retire as
50,
soon as possible.
45, 50,
Hopefully. Yeah.
things like that. Hopefully, that's why we got to work hard while still maintaining, a proper relationship with everyone.
Yep. Don't lock
Yeah.
yourself inside the house.
Yeah. 'Cause that's one thing we also, I guess, realized because of everything that happened. We did at one point turn ourselves away from people.
Yeah, especially with my friends who are there for me a lot of the times,
Mm,
and your friends as well.
yeah.
Um, and with something that we cannot talk about,
Yeah.
definitely.
But
One of our friend who is listening would probably, like, a few of our friends would
a few of
probably
our
understand
friends would understand what it
what we're
is.
talking about.
But
But after we've been through, we kind of locked ourselves away from everyone.
because we were still trying to process the
What's going
situation.
on? Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to talk about it with other people. And sometimes you don't really want to get that sympathy or, feeling sorry. Like, that's what people, or that's what your
Or
friends or
it's
family would
or it's
say.
simply like you just don't want to think about it, because for me, after what happened to us, I just want to forget about it.
I just want to not even think about it.
Yeah, because it was a big, like, very very traumatic.
So
Yeah.
you just don't want to think about it. I personally don't. And even if I scroll through Instagram or TikTok or YouTube of videos reminding me of something like that, of what happened, I just remove it straight away because I really, really don't want to be reminded of it. Having said that, I think that's one thing I've learned where we've got friends, we've got our own support people. If we are in a situation where we need to talk to other people, we should.
Open up.
Yeah, we should
Don't
open
close
up.
yourself to people.
Yeah. Because I probably have only a few friends. Like, you can really count it fingers. Because for me, friends are the people that you trust. Like, you open up that they actually know you inside and out. But I do have a lot of acquaintances. You know, the people that you say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And then you talk about random things. Yeah, I only have a very few friends, but Henry has a lot. Yeah, next time we should just talk to people about it if we want to.
Yeah.
So I think those are the main three things that we learned over
Yep.
the past year.
Money is very important. It's an important aspect in life.
Mm.
And what was the other one?
Opening up to,
No, opening up is one. Oh, don't rush things.
yeah,
Think
don't
it through.
rush things, and then yeah. So I think that's
Pretty
it
much
for
it.
that's it for now.
Yep.
We can go back to it again next time.
And if we
So,
feel more comfortable, we can open up a bit more next time,
yeah,
but not now. I
yeah,
think our story is still quite recent.
yes.
Yeah.
So you guys can think about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening to the first official episode of the Fun Fun.
The anniversary reflection.
Yeah, anniversary reflection.
Yeah.
And we hope to post more videos and podcasts
In the future.
In the future.
When
So
we have
stay
time.
tuned. Yeah, when we've got time. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.